Yo!
Kitten berries are I killed him.
Hey!
The saber coming in. Actually really good for seaweed spores if we want to push those.
Oh, yes. Got a good price in it as well.
That was my
248K.
170th, approximately.
Not bad. Spooning. Not bad, not bad.
The Brian Saber drop is nothing that seems like that big of a deal, but you can really get a lot of use out of it by killing lobstrosities underwater for the seaweed spores. So that's a pretty nice pull. And you also do need it for, I want to say an elite clue, but it might be a master. Paul has been grinding Slayer hard. As you can see in his chat box, he is up to 81 magic and 75 Slayer. With all of the burst tasks, he is flying through the levels. 75 Slayer is a big one because he can now kill gargoyles. Not that I think he'll do grotesque guardians or anything, but it's another high XP task. A few episodes back, Roidie got the medium combat achievement diaries done, and Paul did a bit of Temperos to get his done as well, which is also something that I really need to get done. If you don't know, the medium combat achievement diaries make it so you don't get your prayer drained at Barrows. So anyway, there is a Paul with the medium diaries done as well.
As far as the crew from doing Song of the Elves, mostly just requires the 70 stats, man. Just, I'm not really well positioned to do CG right now. Well, whoa. Well, that's the wrong one.
Close, yeah.
Wow, good timing, huh? So that's
very good timing.
That's thrown axes and knives now. Wow, those are expensive.
Well, to be fair, knives OP.
Yeah. It's a business on Behemoth between you and Mammal. Yeah, it's all explained in my most recent video. Oh, well, that's a bit better. Yo, we take those.
Okay, nice.
Man, I really just wanted the sword, and I get the 3 other things, of course.
That's crazy.
Well, you guys can share that one. I already yoinked the other one, so. Woo.
I'll give this to anyone except for Mr. Mammal. Ooh. Now that's a level, chat. That's a level. There it is. There it is.
And there you go. There is another big benefit of Paul's Slayer grind between all of the Worm Slayer tasks and all the ensouled heads you get from various tasks. He was able to bank level 70 prayer. So Paul is the first farmer to get piety, which is a huge upgrade. Roidie did a massive skilling grind one day. I think he had the end objective of doing the Ardoon Hard Diaries. So he had to get up to 60 rune crafting and a whole bunch of thieving levels. But all in all, he got her done, and I believe he has got to be the first person to have the Ardoon Hard Diaries. And Roidie also did a massive smithing grind. He did Giant's Foundry literally an entire stream. He went from level 52 all the way up to 70 smithing. Now the reason he wanted to get 70 smithing is because it is a requirement for the Core End Hard Diaries. With the Core End Hard Diaries, you can wear a Slayer helm for the Lizardman Shaman Slayer tasks. And I think at some point we all want to start killing Shamans because it's crazy to think, but we're not that far away from needing Dragon Warhammers. So there's 70 smithing all the way from 52 in one day. As you guys know, in the early game, Curtis did tons and tons of Hunter, while all of us were questing. So naturally, because he started with so much Hunter and not much questing, he's a little bit behind on the quest list, but ever since he has been making up ground rapidly, and today, he finally did RFD.
Unlocks, boom! Time to blow. Man, he gives good head, bro. What the hell? Fill him up, fill him up. Oh, juicy. I was here. Woo! Yay! Herblore XP.
Holy
20,000
shit, you
up.
monster.
Wow, thank you. Buy items. Barrows, gloves, lads. Oh, yeah. Put away those sourdough embraces. We're looking swanky. All right, do you want to know how we celebrate this great achievement, boys? That's right. A motherfucking farmerin'.
Immediately after the Zami trip where we got those 4 Godsword shards, Denise has been grinding her smithing level. We put all of our iron ore, coal, mithril ore, everything we had in the group storage, and she has been grinding like crazy. Now, unfortunately, she did it all off stream, so I don't have any clips to show you, but she got level 76 smithing. So with that, she is able to drink a Kovacs grog, which you get from the Giant's Foundry, for an easy +4 boost, and put those shards together, and we now have a fully completed God Sword Blade ready for whenever we get our first hilt. Curtis has been focusing very heavily on range combat-wise, but today he finally decided it's time to start focusing on some melee stats. So he decided he was going to grind out Kurasks. Now, I like that idea because he's not 60 attack yet, so he can't use a Dragon Scimitar, but because he's at least 50 attack, he can use the Leaf-Bladed Sword. So he figured, well, if I'm going to grind out some monsters using a leaf-bladed sword, let's just kill Kurasks for the good, farming and herblore secondaries while we're at it.
Don't forget to hydrate, chat. Good idea, man. It is a hot day today. Being sure to chug down the liquids. Yes! Woo! Yeah! We got him, boys! Yeah! 337 kill count, boys. That was you guys that made that happen, mate. The hype, bro. We manifested it, mate. The dragon weaponry. Is it this one? I think it's this one. Could it be? Dragon weaponry, boys. Yeah. Oh, the milestones, bro. You fucking love to see it, man. God damn. You love to see it.
Denise has continued to catch and cook Caramboins, and through that, her cooking level is extremely high. High enough that she can now make wild pies. Wild pies are going to be super important in the near future as, pretty much all of us are grinding out our Slayer level, and I'm telling you, it's not going to be long until we can start boosting up for stuff like Cerberus, so these wild pies will definitely come in handy soon.
Through two-hand? 80 slay done, boys. Go get some whips, baby. No! No! Why does this always happen to me? I've gotten 5 fucking left halves on this account.
Sadly, by the end of his first Abyssal Demon session, that is all Paul had to show for his efforts. Over 1,000 Abyssal Demons killed. No whips, only 2 shield left halves. But not to be defeated, the next day, Paul collected some more raw chompies so Denise could make more wild pies for him to use, and he headed back to Abyssal Demons.
It's done. Let's fucking go. Let's get some more, baby. 15-13. 15-13, chat. Oh, we've done it. Lieutenant Colonel Bredenkamp. Whoa, whoa, we got a dagger. Let's go. Oh, it's changing, chat. Let's go. I got my strength weapon. Oh, that's our best weapon for TOA now. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. 1 in 32k chance, chat. 1 in 32k.
And Paul ended the day with about 1,900 Abyssal Demons, and we have a Abyssal Whip and an Abyssal Dagger. Now, like he said, the Abyssal Dagger is 1 out of 32,000. Very, very rare, but it is a great drop for us. If you're unaware, the Abyssal Dagger is better than, let's say, like a Dragon Skim or a Sarah Sword, but it is worse than the Abyssal Bludgeon. So it's a really, really good strength training weapon. It's going to be the best one we have available for quite some time. And again, it's a great stab weapon, and you need stab weapons for TOA. So that dagger is a very lucky, but very useful pull for us. On top of the whip, which is also great. So I'm going to do the best I can to kind of piece together some of these stream clips. If you are unaware, this video that you're watching, pretty much the entire thing was made while on vacation in Florida. So every night before bed, I've been, checking the past broadcast of my teammates to, make sure I got the important stuff. And I did decide to do a little bit of a stream myself. Now, obviously, I can't do anything dangerous while I'm on hotel Wi-Fi on my laptop. But I figured I could start working on the requirements for the core end hard diaries. Like I talked about Roidie getting his smithing up earlier, I too would like to get the core end hard diaries done so I can start doing Lizardman shaman tasks. So first of all, I'm going to start off by doing some smithing. I used up all of the gold ore in my bank, and that got me up to level 53 smithing. Now, from level 53 on to 70, I would also like to do Giant's Foundry, and I actually learned this trick from Roidie. So, when you do the Giant's Foundry, you can either put in bars, or you can put in weapons and armor. And how it works is, if you put in something that takes, let's say, 3 bars to craft, it will give you the equivalent of 2 bars in the Giant's Foundry. So, whatever it takes to make, when you hand it in, it'll give you 1 less bar than it takes to make, if that makes sense. So there's a really cost-effective way of doing the Giant's Foundry in which you actually profit. So if you have access to the island of Jatizo, you can buy these mithril claws. Now, mithril claws are relatively inexpensive, and they give you 1 mithril bar apiece. So as far as mithril goes, I'm going to be supplying mithril claws of all things. And then for the steel portion, I'm going to be using steel war hammers and battle axes, and I'm buying them from the weapon store on top of Mount Karul. If you're unfamiliar, when it comes to Giant's Foundry, the best thing you can do, like cost-effectiveness-wise, is use 2 different types of metals. They call it like an alloy, I think. And the most cost-effective way to do it is to use 18 of the less expensive bars and 10 of the more expensive. So I'm going to be using 18 steel bars and 10 mithril bars per inventory. So again, mithril claws from Jatizo, and then steel war hammers and battle axes from Mount Karul. All in all, I had about 950k before I started buying all this stuff, and after it was all said and done, I had a little bit less than 300k. So we'll just say ballpark like 700,000 GP spent on mithril and steel items. So we'll see how much money we make back from the Giant's Foundry, because again, I've been told that I'm supposed to profit. Well, one of the requirements for the core and hard diary is also to get my farming up to at least level 70, so I finally started planting my hardwood trees, which are just the biggest dopamine release of all time. I love these things. So, teak tree for 7k, another 7k, that gets me to level 60 farming. We can now grow yew trees, and a mahogany for 15k. That is literally half of the level from 1 mahogany tree. Like, that is just so good. Well, we've got our first milestone level coming up at Giant's Foundry. So far, I've handed in, looks like 26 swords. And this should get me to level 60 smithing. Oh, dragon square shield. That looks sweet. I can't remember. I want to say I started with like 300k. And I've already got 500k in the bank. And I still have 10 smithing levels left to go. So this place is actually really great money, to be honest. So far, I have been purchasing the molds. I don't really think there's many more that I can even buy at my level. Like, most of these that are left require, like, 70 or 80 smithing. So, anyway, yeah, there's a 60 smithing, a nice little milestone level. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and call it a video. Like I said, I recorded everything and gathered all the clips and stuff on my laptop. While on vacation, I just tried to, get a little bit of work done here and there when I had free time and we weren't doing anything. So if anything is scuffed about this video, whether it be, I don't know, audio, video, the whole thing, I don't know, just be aware that I definitely did not make this with my normal setup. So do try to have some understanding in that regard. If you guys did enjoy today's video, feel free to leave a like, and I will see you all soon.